Hello, in this video, I shall be continuing from the previous video, that is types of amalgamation. So the accounting standard 14 they recognizes accounting for amalgamation. These are basically two types. That is amalgamation nature of merge, amalgamation nature of purchase. So amalgamation in the nature of merge. So an amalgamation where there is a genuine pooling not only of assets and liabilities of the transferor and the transferee company, but also of the shareholders' interests and the businesses of the companies. So that is, it means in case of amalgamation by merge, it means the while amalgamating, not only the assets and liabilities will be coming together, but also the shareholders' interests. So when we talk about shareholders' interest, it means the interest of the shareholder, means profits which are to be distributed the among the shareholders, the consent or the interest to know things about the business. So these things will have to be amalgamated into the new company. Secondly, the accounting treatment of such amalgamation should ensure that the resultant figure of assets, liabilities, capital, and reserves more or less represent the sum of respective figures of the transferor and the transferee companies. Which we, in simpler terms, it is that the company which is being formed, that is amalgamated company, should represent the total figures of both the transferor and the transferee company in case of assets, liabilities, and etc. There are certain conditions in order to fulfill or in order to consider it as a amalgamation by merge. The first one is that all assets and liabilities of the transferor company become, after amalgamation, the assets and liabilities of the transferee company. First and foremost is that the transferor companies, whether one or two, the assets and liabilities of the transfer company will become the assets and liabilities of the transferee company. Secondly, the shareholders is holding not less than 90% of the face value of the equity shares of the transferor company becomes the equity shareholders of the transferee company by virtue of amalgamation. So this means that all the equity shareholders holding not less than 90% of the face value of the equity shares. That means the equity shareholders of the transferor company become the equity shareholders of the transferee company after the amalgamation. The consideration for the amalgamation receivable by those equity shareholders of the transferor company who agree to become equity shareholders of the transferee company is discharged by transferee company wholly by the issue of equity shares in the transferee company, except that cash will be paid in respect of any fractional shares. So that means the consideration while amalgamation, the equity shareholders needs to be paid an amount, that is, they need to be remunerated, or that should be a consideration. So that consideration should be by way of issue of equity shares. The business of the transferor company is intended to be carried on after amalgamation by the transferee company. That is, whatever business the transferor company was carrying, that needs to be carried on by the transferee company. No adjustment is intended to be made to the book values of the assets and liabilities of the transferor company when they are incorporated in the financial statements of the transferee company. Only when there is certain requirement, there are changes, then in order to ensure uniformity, certain changes may be done or adjustments may be done. So whatever the book values were there in the transfer company, they need to be simply transferred to the transfer company. So next one is that amalgamation in the nature of purchase. So if the conditions which were specified in this slide, that is from point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if any of these conditions, if any one of these conditions are not fulfilled, then it will be considered as an amalgamation in the nature of purchase. Understood? I hope you have understood these two types of amalgamation. Next, we move on to the differences between amalgamation in the nature of merge and amalgamation in the nature of purchase. So, first basis is just transfer of assets and liabilities. So, in case of nature of merge, there is transfer of all assets and liabilities, but in case of nature of merge, there need not be. It is not necessary to transfer all assets and liabilities. So, basis of differences here is a transfer of assets and liabilities. Next basis of difference is that shareholders of transferor company. So in case of amalgamation nature of merge, equity shareholders holding 90% equity share in the transfer company become shareholders of the transfer company. So here in case of nature of purchase, that is not a requirement. The equity shareholders need not become the shareholders of the transferee company. In case of nature of merge, purchase consideration, if there's that is the basis of the difference, purchase consideration is discharged wholly by issue of equity shares of the transferee company. So in case of nature of merge, purchase consideration need not be discharged by issue of equity shares. In case of nature of merge, the same business of the transfer companies need to be carried out by the transfer company. In case of nature of purchase, the business of the transfer company need not be intended to be carried out by the transfer company. They may change their course of business activities. In case of merge, the assets and liabilities taken over are recorded at their existing carrying amounts. So whatever amount are there in the transfer company's balance sheet, that is being carried over to the transferee company. But in case of nature of merge, the assets and liabilities are recorded basically at their existing carrying amounts or at the fair values. So in case of merge, journal entries for recording the merger are passed by pooling of interest method, which we'll be talking about in our upcoming videos or in the upcoming classes. The journal entries are done by pooling of interest method. In case of nature of purchase, the journal entries are passed by purchase method, which also we'll be discussing in our upcoming classes. That is all about this lecture. Thank you.